Hey readers, Eric here, creator of Sims Redemption and the author of the Dark Coast Chronicles, and let's talk newsletters. So this is something that I said I would do in January, and it's now April, almost May, and I still haven't done it, so let's start. So newsletters. Here's the thing. In my day job, full-time job, I deal with hundreds of emails every day, and I don't want to read them. And I know my fellow authors whom I support wholeheartedly and who I am registered to your newsletters. I am sorry, but I rarely read them. The fact of the matter is a lot of people who spend their day jobs or full-time jobs reading emails probably don't want to read them. So I'm going to be using vlogs instead. And I will send the link out to whoever wants the information, but really it's just going to lead you back here. So just, follow, subscribe, whatever. But let's talk about the Sims Redemption project. Where is it at this point in time? Well, here's a big overview. So the Sims Redemption project, which is the umbrella under which the Dark Coast Chronicle novels are listed, is just part of it. There's also the RPG book, which is virtually almost written, going through a final edit. There is a world compendium, which I use when I write the novels substantially, which is in its first, basically point form kind of edition, and I'm going through it. And then there's the 5 novels, which chronicle, that's why it's called the Dark Coast Chronicles, which chronicle roughly just over a year in the lives of the characters involved. Now, I'm working on all of them, because my intention is to release all of them at the same time. And there's a reason for this. First of all, for me, because I have very limited time to work on all of this because of work and family and obligations. I would like to have this project done so that I can take a break and maybe go on vacation somewheres or something, and live a little outside of my writing. But basically I want to release them all at once because all the books pertain to each other, and one of the things that I really hate doing is waiting for the next book in a series, because then I get distracted and I don't buy them. I know that's horrible, isn't it? But that's the way it is, and just it's a preference thing. And I'm not saying it's the best thing. It's not saying it's the worst thing, but it's how the plan is right now. So there's that. Where are we in the novels? Well, all 5 books are planned out. So the beginning, the end, the scenes, all of the points that need to be attained, the plot points and everything else are all there. I will slowly be working my way through them. I really want to finish the world compendium and the world map and the details about the cultures, the habits and tradings and conflicts that happen between, because the series integrates a lot of that social dynamic that happens in the background into the events of what happens to the characters. For example, the book starts off at the starting of a new year, which is calculated in the world Sims Redemption at the spring equinox. Now, this has everything to do with the planting season, harvests, and everything else, because labor and farming and all of these things that are necessities for life are an integral part to the story plot, because those things come under fire at one point or another in the series, and it becomes very dire. So the series not only deals with character development, it develops the story of the city as a whole. Because I love stories where the hero or heroine achieves his or her goals and they succeed. That's fantastic. Those are great reads. They are. However, when I tell stories, I tend to approach it from a holistic point of view. Because for me, a character who achieves his or her goals with the help of only a few, or sometimes even no one, they do it on their own, is not realistic. And that's not to say anything about anybody's stories. I've written stories like that before, short stories and everything else. And it's just that I want to see how the world around them changes because of their struggles, because of the things they achieve, and how they in turn change that world. Because that's really what we're all doing. And we all have the possibility of being the heroes in our own narratives or the villains. So that's where the series is right now. I've set myself a goal of roughly about 1,000 words per day. Not an easy goal. I know. I should be aiming for 500. I should. But if I want this series out in the next 2-3 years, it's going to have to roll. So yeah, your support in that would be great. Subscribe, leave comments down there and let me know that you want to read this. Because in the end, I am going to write it, but how much effort I put into it is directly correlative to how many people want to read it. And if I'm writing it for myself, and in a way I'm writing it for my son as well, because that's going to be one of my legacies that I'm going to leave to him. I'm going to say, this is part of me. I wrote this because these are my experiences that I'm putting into fictional characters. And yes, they are life experiences. Yes, a lot of the stuff that happens in those characters happened to me. And they're not always pleasant. So I'm opening up old wounds for you. Enjoy them. I certainly am. So there's that. But the viewership and the readership to an author, especially an indie author, is really important. So if you want to support indie authors and you want to support people who are trying to make their writer dreams come true, just click, subscribe, follow, leave them a little comment like, you can do this, you got this, I can't wait to read this. And yeah, the full intention will be once I launch, chances are I'm going to be putting a lot of the PDF versions up for free in the start. There's also going to be audio versions of me reading the chapters. I've already started with some of the audios of the first book because the first 8 chapters are already written, and those will be free on YouTube. I'm not writing this to become famous. I'm not writing these to become rich, because I won't become famous or rich with this series. I'm not, writing Fourth Wing or something, which will bring me millions of dollars. I'm not. I'm an indie author, and like many, many, many indie authors out there, I'm not going to make huge amounts of money. But this is something that I feel passionate about. Like a lot of people who are creative, they feel passionate about what they do. So, yeah. If you follow, if you like, you subscribe, I thank you. Go visit the YouTube. And that's it for now. That's the first newsletter right there in a nutshell. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but stay tuned. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Out here, it's all we've got. Peace.